This is the principle of leveraged automation. It's all about using automation to save your time and energy so you can get more done with less effort. By setting up the right tasks to run in the background, you unlock more freedom for deep work, creativity, or simply to relax while progress keeps happening automatically. For Profile A, the most efficient starting point for automation is often the task that takes the least amount of active time to manually set up or complete. Even if that task, once automated, would run for a very long time passively. Their priority is time efficiency. For their active involvement, they can quickly knock out the manual part of several such tasks, get them into the automation pipeline, and rapidly free up their active focus. You can see here, they invest a small burst of focused effort, get the task into the automation stream, and then move on to the next quick win setup. This rapidly builds a portfolio of passively progressing tasks. Now, let's consider my Profile B. This represents someone who might be struggling with low motivation, perhaps dealing with ADHD characteristics, or finds it genuinely difficult to initiate tasks. For this individual, the quickest manual finish might not be the best starting point if that quick task still feels daunting or complex to begin. For Profile B, the crucial first step is to automate the task that is perceived as the easiest to manually start, the one that requires the lowest activation energy, the least mental effort to engage with. This task might even take a little longer to manually set up than Profile A's first choice, but because it feels less intimidating, it's the one that actually gets done. The key here is overcoming that initial hurdle, that activation energy. For someone in Profile B, getting started is far more important than initial speed or even overall passive runtime efficiency of that first task. Just getting one thing moving into the automation pipeline builds momentum and a sense of accomplishment. So even if the manual setup for this easiest start task takes a bit more active time, the psychological win of initiating action and successfully automating something is paramount. Once that first low-effort task is automated, it can create a positive feedback loop, making it easier to tackle the next easiest start task, and then the next, and then the next. When deciding which task to automate first, your personal style really matters. If you have high executive function, start with the task you can finish setting up fastest. If you struggle with motivation or perhaps have ADHD, begin with the task that feels easiest to start, even if it takes a bit longer. Both strategies. They help you get moving. Now, here's a universal principle. Always prioritize tasks with the longest passive runtime. See, once a task is automated, it runs in the background. Some tasks, like Task L, keep running for a long time. Others, like Task M or Task S, finish sooner. The best approach is to start with the longest passive task first. While Task L is running, you can set up Task M, then Task S. This creates overlap. Multiple processes making progress at the same time, maximizing your efficiency. But if you start with the shortest task, there's less overlap, and you lose that stacking effect. The total time to complete everything is longer. So, after you pick your first task based on what's easiest for you to start, then focus on automating the tasks that will keep running in the background the longest. This frees up more of your active time for deep work, creativity, or even rest, all while progress continues automatically. To sum up, match your setup strategy to your style, but always launch your longest passive tasks as early as possible for the biggest impact.